Say, let's get Jack Benny out here again, huh? Jack, I want to say you were wonderful tonight. I want to thank you for appearing on my show.
You mean, that's it? That's the end? I mean, there's nothing left for me to do? I mean, just pick up my check and go home?
What check? I was on your show last month, remember? This is a swap.
You mean an even swap? Nothing to boot?
That's what I love about you. You're always in character. I wonder how the audience would accept you if they knew that you weren't really that miserly, penny-pinching, money-grabbing, cheap old Scrooge that you pretend to be.
Not even cab fare or lunch?
Nobody out there knows that you're so dedicated to your art that you'd work for nothing. And I love the way you just stare at an audience. What are you looking for out there?
My agent. If I find him, I'll kill him.
See what I mean? Other comedians have to depend on writers or funny wives. You parlayed a stare and a tight wallet, and you came up smelling like Desilu.
Well,
what an ad-lib that is.
now cut that out. You talk about cheapness. This is the first time I've ever seen anybody substitute flattery for cash.
Well, Jack, I've been a sincere fan of yours for years and years and years and years. Years and years. When did you decide to go into show business?
When I was a private at Valley Forge. And George Washington said, "Here comes Bob Hope." That night.
How could you forget it? You still got the dollar he threw across the Rappahannock.
I didn't know you'd know it was Rappahannock.
You're very good. Jack, how old are you?
Well, if you didn't have the decency to show up at the christening, don't ask. Well, stop stealing my line.
Jack, you've got nothing to worry about. Nobody could imitate you.
Oh, I wouldn't say that. But I'm glad you did. You know, incidentally, Bob, the Emmy Awards, they're coming up pretty soon, you know. Now, who do you think will be voted as the best comedian?
Oh, well, I don't know, Jack.
Well, I mean, who's your favorite comedian?
Well, anybody could take it. I'd say there's Skelton or Danny Thomas or Phil Silvers or Milton Berle.
Oh. That's all?
Yeah.
Well, who's this?
Steve Allen, but keep trying. I'd like to try a few toes. Say, I'm only kidding. There's only one Jack Benny.
I'm so glad it's me.
It's so nice you have each other. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong, Jack. I loved you, and I loved being on your show. You know, you're so considerate of your guests. That was a wonderful routine you gave me. Of course, the camera was on you while I was doing it, but...
Well, they had to pick out somebody that was laughing.
Next time we'll give tickets to my relatives.
You know, Bob, sometimes my producer gets such ridiculous ideas. For example, you know that show we did together?
Yeah.
The Big Hour show? They brought out a monkey to play a violin. Now, is that fair? On my show, a monkey to play a violin.
Oh, of course not. It's not fair. If they wanted a good solo, you could have gone to his teacher. Besides, a monkey playing a violin is a great novelty.
Some novelty. He ate the rosin.
Yeah, he played beautifully.
So he played beautifully. Did he say anything funny?
His technique was excellent.
Listen, if I could use 8 toes for fingering, I'd be in Carnegie Hall every year. And since when did you become such a monkey lover?
But, Jack, that monkey was almost human.
Well, so am I. And what's more, I've been in show business 30 of my 39 years. And I know my way around. So if it's all the same to you, Bob, I'll get off now. Now, which way do I exit? This way or that way?
You know, while I was convalescing recently, I received an advance copy of an exciting, provocative new novel called Earthquake. It's published by Random House, and it was written by a promising new novelist named Milton Berle in collaboration with John Robert. I'd show you a copy of the book, but I enjoyed it so much I pass it along to a friend.
Excuse me, Mr. Hope. Excuse me.
Well, Milton, how are you? Good to see you, Bobby. Milton Berle, the angry old man of literature.
Bob, I couldn't help but overhear what you just said. And in exchange for the generous publicity for our book, I'd like to present you with another copy.
Well, you didn't have to do this, Milton.
I autographed it for you right here.
Oh, fine. It's a great book and worth reading.
Yes? Well, thank you very much. I'd like to read the inscription for you. It says, to my good friend, Bob Hope, who's invited to watch the Milton Berle show next Wednesday night at the same time when his guest will be Martha Raye. Sincerely, Milton. Bye.
What a touching sentiment. Thank you, Milton, and I hope you and George Burns will be very happy. Les? Hey, thanks for the memories of doctors whose great role is curbing cancer's toll. Let's underwrite the doctors' fight and help them reach their goal. We thank you so much. April is Cancer Month, and you can fight cancer in 2 ways. With an annual health checkup for your whole family, and with a check now to your American Cancer Society, care of your local post office. Thank you. Good night.
Additional writing, Gig Henry. Featured in tonight's cast were Joe Kearns, Joan Tabor, and Janet Lord. Show has been presented by B-Car, Buick 59. If you haven't yet entered the Buick Bonus Mileage Bonanza, see your quality Buick dealer tomorrow. Only 5 days left. Contest closes April 20th. Watch for the next Bob Hope Buick Show on May 15th with Rosemary Clooney and many surprise guests. Next week at this time, see Milton Berle starring in the Kraft Music Hall in color and Bat Masterson starring Gene Barry. And now, this is Frank Barton, reminding you to stay tuned for This Is Your Life with Ralph Edwards over most of these NBC stations.